Great.
Okay. This is an interview for Adam Nigro for a sanitation department worker for East Providence, Rhode Island. Adam, thank you for showing up for the interview. I appreciate you making it. We've had some difficulty scheduling people for this position. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself first, and then we'll get started with the questions.
Sure. My name is Adam Nigro. I originally from Long Island, New York. I kind of worked all over the place. I don't know, you may have read my resume, but spent some time working as a commercial fisherman, moved around the country a little bit, up and down the East Coast, and then traveled quite often again when I was a professional wrestler, and settled down a little bit during my iron worker days. But anyway, kind of getting settled into the Rhode Island area and wanted to, a job with a little more consistency. So
excellent. I did see the resume, and I saw that you were an iron worker, professional wrestler, and you've worked on fishing boats before, I take it?
Right.
So tell me, through those job experiences, what types of vehicle and equipment operation experience do you have?
Well, as a fisherman, I was accustomed to working on vessels which had a lot of rigging, a lot of winches and cable pulleys and things like that. I wasn't an engineer, but I had a basic level of diesel experience. I would do some oil changes and knew how to do some basic emergency procedures, turning on, turning off the engines in various engineering casualties. During my professional wrestling days, it was more entertainment, more athletics than any type of heavy equipment. A lot of weight training and all the stuff that comes along with being a wrestler. But most of my equipment operations came when I was an iron worker. I mean, we used all kinds of tools, and I operated a forklift. I operated a small crane, a 52-ton crane. At one point, I was certified, and so I'm real handy when it comes to tools and stuff like that.
Excellent. So you're obviously familiar with engines, mechanics, hydraulics, winches, pulleys, compression equipment, that sort of equipment.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's what's involved on the sanitation vehicles. And obviously on the fishing boats, I'm going to assume you were working outside on the fishing boats, and the same thing with working as an iron worker, a lot of outside work.
Oh yeah, I spent most of my days working outside in all kinds of different weather conditions. The commercial fishing industry, there's no days off for bad weather, so we went out in all kinds of bad weather, and I can't work in an office. I'm the type of person that, I like to be outside, and
Well, sanitation waits for no one, and unless they close the state for a state of emergency for extreme snow weather, blizzards, when you're scheduled to work, you work. It's never too hot, it's never too cold, it's never too wet. So
right.
That's something that would be okay with you.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Excellent. And I don't want to make any assumptions. The job requires that you're physically able to lift at least 70 pounds and carry 70 pounds, such as from the back of somebody's house, their garbage can, out to the truck that you'd be operating. That's not an impediment to you. You're going to be able to do that.
Oh, no. I consider myself fairly fit for my age. I still weight train often. 70 pounds is easy day. Yep.
Excellent. And what can you tell me about your driving record? There was mention that you were working towards your Rhode Island commercial driver's license. And is there anything when we pull your driving records that we're going to find out that you'd like to tell me about, just so we can be aware of it?
No, my record should be clean. I don't have any unpaid tickets or anything that I'm aware of. And I did just receive my CDL through the state of Rhode Island, so that's that's complete. I did that recently, so I should have no problem with the driving.
Any moving violations in the last 5 years?
I got a warning. Well, I got a ticket, and I paid it, and and then I got a warning on a separate incident. Um, but that was about 2 years ago.
Okay, thank you for telling me that. It's always easier to be honest, and obviously, I'd be lying if I said I haven't had a speeding ticket on a
Sure,
speed trap in East Providence. So,
sure.
um, uh, what else can you tell me about yourself and work experience that are going to make you suitable to work for the sanitation department in East Providence?
Well, I think, like you mentioned earlier, I mean, I think you want a person who is able to have work in any type of environmental condition. I mean, I'm certainly experienced at that. Working around heavy equipment and hazardous material is something I'm accustomed to. As an iron worker, I was constantly moving heavy equipment around. You had to be careful, for the safety of yourself and everyone around you. And we were also dealing with chemicals and all kinds of various hazards that I have experience with. Um, I've attended all kinds of safety training, and so those things for me, and I bring that to the job. As a sanitation worker, I think that would be second nature for a person with my experience.
Have you had any OSHA training as part of your safety training?
Yeah, as an iron worker, we had annual mandated training that we performed, uh, various types of training. Eye, hearing protection, you name it.
Excellent, because there are safety procedures that we have to follow, obviously, on the trucks, and especially as it pertains to working around the public and working with the public. So we appreciate people that keep an eye towards safety. That really takes care of the questions that I have for you, Adam. Do you have any questions for me that I can answer about the position?
Sure. I was curious about the schedule. I thought, is the job pretty much 9 to 5, or is there any opportunity for weekend or overtime?
We actually operate Monday through Saturday, and Saturdays frequently are extra days, maintenance days on weeks with a holiday like a Labor Day or a Memorial Day. The schedule all gets pushed back one day, so Monday's picked up on Tuesday, Tuesday on Wednesday, and then Saturday's used for the Friday pickups. And then if there is any inclement weather that really shuts us down, we use Saturdays to make that up. Typically, the hours are going to be from 6 o'clock in the morning is when the shift begins, and that's going to go to 3 o'clock in the afternoon with a 1 hour break for lunch in the middle of the day. And then there's 2 15-minute unpaid breaks during the middle of the day. It can be fairly demanding. Some days are better than others. We can never control or predict the traffic, but we'd like to see everybody back at the station and cleaning and unloading it and getting ready for the next day so they can be off work by 3 o'clock.
Okay.
We think we'll be expecting people to work every other weekend. If you're a person who prefers to work on Saturday and always know that you're going to have a day off during the week for whatever your reasons might be, that's something that we can discuss once you come on board as well, Adam.
Okay.
Excellent.
The other question I had was time off as far as vacation days earned. Is there a set amount I would have when I come on, or is it earned through years of service?
It increases. It's a progressive scale that does grow with years of service. As soon as you come, as you're onboarded and you're processed into the system, you begin accruing earn time, as it's called, immediately. Okay. And so I'd have to check on this, but it's something akin to for every calendar month that you work, you earned 8 hours of paid time off during the year. We don't differentiate between sick days, vacation days, doctor's visits. You accumulate earn time in the form of paid time off, and then you can use that in blocks of 4 hours, so that if you know that you're going to need an afternoon off to take your son to the dentist, for example, you don't have to take all 8 hours. You can just do it in 4-hour blocks.
Okay, I understand. I appreciate the information. Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity. I really, again, appreciate it.
I appreciate you following up quickly with us and getting scheduled on time. I'm going to send you a link so you have it in your email of this video transmission, so you have it for your records. And then we have several more candidates to interview, but I hope to be personally getting back to everybody within a week. And if you don't hear from me, please email me or call me, and I'd be happy to go over it with you. We
Okay,
haven't made
great.
decisions yet, but I do like to follow up with everybody personally.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was going to be a question I had was, when would I know something? I'm trying to line up the future. So, it's important to kind of get everything figured out. So, thanks.
Excellent. Once we're done interviewing everybody, I'll be contacting the people that we want to bring back for the final steps of the clearance process.
Okay, sounds
Adam,
good.
you have a great evening.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.